The question for you is, what is the importance of early childhood education for a mother?
Well, it really sets the whole tone, both for your parenting and for family life, and vital for children. I think it was, some medieval person like Augustine said, give me the child for the first 7 years or the first 3 years, and that's it. It's all set after that. And in some ways it's true, because you're just putting in so many emotional groundwork and foundation for all kinds of later relationship things. You're establishing habits. You're really bringing out so much in your child. I mean, that's why I called my book "You Are Your Child's First Teacher," to really validate parents that you're important, and it's important what you do with your children, and that it's learnable. That I found as a first-time mom, I was lost. I didn't have a clue. If I wasn't going to watch television, if I didn't have Bert and Ernie telling me higher and lower, would my child ever learn it? What was I to do? I was overwhelmed. And I think that by really getting these basic principles that you're emphasizing in this course, there's a breath. There's like, life is sane again. We have rhythm. What I'm doing is valid and valuable. And I think that's been my message for it's been a long time now, 25 years. That we can come together with this. We can really bring consciousness to it and support and find it as something that's a platform for family life, rather than, oh my God, nobody ever told me how overwhelming this was going to be.
Yeah, I think that it is so overwhelming, and I think moms have this fear, like, oh my gosh, I've messed up my child, if they didn't start with these principles at that early age, what can you say to those who've kind of come to it a little bit later, or like? Well,
what I say is always I made every mistake in the book, and that's why I wrote the book. I mean, I came to it late. My son was in second grade. My oldest child was in second grade. And to watch the healing that took place in him, it's never too, as they say, it's never too late to have a happy childhood. It's never too late to change, to grow. That's why we sign on for this project called Parenting, and also for the children to heal in many ways. And I watched him get younger, because I had him reading at 4, and I was doing all the standard stuff with a little bit of extra consciousness. I had a little spiritual awareness. I was looking at Montessori, etc. But when I got to Waldorf and these insights, I found that, oh, yeah, I did it different with my last child than I did with my first child. We all do. That's, if we didn't, then we wouldn't be growing. So, guilt maims. Guilt takes you out of the present moment. You got to give that up and say, boy, I did the best I could with the resources I had, and now I'm doing it differently. And, phew, how much nicer it is now. And I think that's the experience, rather than, oh, I ruined my child, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. Hey, they knew what they were coming in, and in a way they've guided you. They've guided you into this more insightful way of being mindful and being with children. So, but the first child's always the pioneer. Somebody said, like in the Bible, they deserve the birthright, they deserve the inheritance, because you make all your mistakes on your first child. And yeah, you do. Always, because they're always pushing new territory for you. By the time you're on your second or third baby, you got one on each. You can do that. You know what that's like, but you don't know what it's like having a 16-year-old. There you are. So yeah, that's. I just encourage people to know you always make your best decisions. You always want what's best for your child.
Right. Well, and you said something that made me think about the growth as a mom. It's you think it's for the child, but on the back end, it's almost somehow they're combined and weave together, that growing and evolution and
Absolutely, and on all different levels. I mean, certainly bringing rhythm to your child and to home life, you'll find it is completely nourishing for you as well. Suddenly you're not going off in 25 different directions at once. You're showing up at meals because you're making them. Your life acquires that kind of stability and a base that early childhood, young children certainly need, and we need it as well, because our lives are so arrhythmical. Our modern technology just gets us completely divorced from nature.
That was the other thing as I was rereading your book and sort of thinking about this programming that we're doing, is it seems to be, the way our society is set up, and I'm sure I don't have to tell you this, but, you know, the extended family and support, you know, system is just not what it used to be. And, you know, we're sort of thrown out there expecting to be super moms, you know, and to still do all this and not have that support. And even if we do have some friends, people maybe not on the same like-mindedness as we, and not really understanding where we're coming from, and that kind of thing. So there seems to be a need to increase, you know, that support, or how can we as moms, you know, find that support?
Right.
And that's one thing I'm trying to, you know, create, even if it is an online sort of support.
Well, I really think the online stuff is very valuable. I think it's a real change because it really is working against the isolation. You can be, you know, the only one in your whole town, and you're connected to Donna and to, you know, et cetera, and you really find that you do have some resources, and you can blog and you can look at this, and I think it's making tremendous support. And you need to find the flesh and blood equivalents, and all of this stuff that you're covering in your course. It has so many benefits and so many values that I just want to encourage all the moms. You know, in some ways they're hidden. You're not going to expect where these values come out. These additional add-ons, like, whoa, my child now sits and plays for 45 minutes or an hour, you know, without needing to have adult input. You know, what a gift to the child and to you. Same way with regular bedtimes. I mean, if your child goes to bed at 7:30, you have an evening. Oh my gosh, what an idea, you know, that there is adult time, that there is adult space, and much better for your child to have more sleep. So these things that, again, aren't supported by our society, but they're really very supportive for the young child. I couldn't be more supportive of everyone who is, you know, taking your courses and everything else that's going on to try to penetrate, you know, these insights and apply them in their home life, because, as I say, it's just so nourishing, both to the mothers and to the children and fathers, the family.
Yeah, it's really something.
Great. Well, thank you so much for including me, and blessings on your work.
The honor's all mine, and I just want to give everybody your website, which is www.waldorfinthehome.com, and she has got a lot of information on there, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, about 200 articles. Yeah, by all kinds of people.
Tons of articles, and now is there information on your the conference
soon? There will be, now that we do this. I haven't gotten it posted yet.
You're going to have to put it up there.
We just settled on the date.
February, the Igniting the Inner Path Through Mothering. Is that what you
right? Something
with
that,
Regina, Sarah, Ryan, and you. So, I look forward to that. That sounds pretty exciting as well. So,
well, thank you so
much. I appreciate you taking time, and thank you again.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.